Okay, we're now live on the internet. Hello, web people.
Hello, internets.
Whoa.
We're here.
At the door. We've been expecting you. Come on in. All right. So, link. Let's put it in here. The alien invasion. All right, alien invasion. Okay. And then alien invasion. Okay. And we are live on Alpha Geek Radio. So I'm going to turn down my mic. You do the same, and I'll start the intro, and we're off to the races. Here we go.
You are listening to Alpha Geek Radio.
The following is a production of Galactic Netcasts.
We interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea. A large object traveling at supersonic speed is headed over the North Atlantic toward the east coast of the United States.
This earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
This could be the beginning of the end for the human race. Human beings cower before the onslaught of these unearthly enemies.
It's Thursday, December 10th, 2015. Welcome to the Alien Invasion number 167. Or is it? Now I'm not sure.
It is now.
I hate when I second guess myself. Okay. I'm checking right now. Sorry, people. I'm going to the actual feed, the actual iTunes feed, and there, yes, it is number 167. It is a production of Galactic Netcasts. I'm Dave Nelson. Joining me right there is Brad Ludwig. Hello, Brad.
Hello, David.
Again, without Anessa this week.
Yeah, she's had a wicked migraine. Going on day 2.
Wow. And those things really, when they come, they really hit you hard, don't they?
Well, I've never really had a migraine, so I can't really speak to that. I can say that they hit her pretty hard.
Yeah, that sucks. I really
Yeah.
suck. Well, Anessa, we miss you, and get well soon, and we hope to have you back here soon. I hope she can do a show before we break for the holidays. We got that 2-week break coming up. Well, my thoughts are with Anessa. And my thoughts are also on aliens, and that's why we're here, Brad.
Yes, we are.
This is the podcast where we discuss extraterrestrial beings and their appearances all over the place. I mean, I'm talking film. I'm talking TV, video games, comic books, science, real life. That was that's my Jesse Ventura / Hulk Hogan impersonation. No? Okay.
No. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Went over really well then. Okay. All right. I'll just be normal Dave. Welcome to the show, everybody. We discuss, when we do this podcast, we break it down into 3 sections. What would be those sections, Brad?
I forgot. No, God, how long have we been doing this now? 4 years, 5 years now?
2011, we started 167 episodes. We should by heart.
You think we do news, we do the sightings, and then we do picks of the week.
Yeah, baby. So, we'll do that. And we'll do it all as we're live streaming on Alpha Geek Radio. Want to thank Todd Whitehead for having us on the network. We really appreciate that. And if you want to know more about what he has going on, because he's Alpha Geek Radio is the center of online streaming audio and video geekdom. I'm telling you, and we're among some pretty big people. Like we got the Daily Tech News Show. We got the Frog Pants stuff, like the morning stream and stuff. And then you got the Night Attack, the Brian Brushwood people stuff. And yeah, thank you, Todd, for having us on Alpha Geek Radio. And you can listen to us and watch us at alphageekradio.com as we do the news.
In the news.
So apparently the copyright for War of the Worlds is up next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And somebody is taking advantage of it by making an official sequel to War of the Worlds, as in an official story, like an official sequel story to the original War of the Worlds. It's called The Massacre of Mankind. Wait. This may be really good. This may be a good thing. Okay. 119 years after it debuted, War of the Worlds is finally getting an official sequel titled, like I said, The Massacre of Mankind. Picks up 30 years after the failed alien invasion in the H.G. Wells original story. The new story is set in the 1920s London, where the Martians have returned to wage war on humanity once more. This time, though, the aliens have learned from their old mistakes and are reinvigorated in their new attack on Earth. The new novel is being written by Stephen Baxter, an award-winning science fiction author, and this won't be the first time working on an H.G. Wells sequel. In 1995, he published The Time Ships, an official sequel to H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. I'm guessing that maybe in 1995, the copyright was up for that story as well. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. So be sure to look out for The Massacre of Mankind, January 2017, 150 years after the birth of H.G. Wells, and right after the copyright of Wells' original book expires, December 31st, 2016. You seem upset. You seem not happy about this turn of events.
I don't think it's necessary. Do you?
Well, I mean, there's been stories, there's been unofficial sequels before. And there's been unofficial sequel actual stories, written books. There's been unofficial comic books, I'm sure. There's been unofficial movies related to the original movie. So this does not bother me one bit. And,
okay.
And his I don't think he has a family. Like, I don't think there's an H.G. Wells family that's like, oh, wait a second. We don't want you to publish this story, although I could be wrong about that. I haven't done further research beyond this actual story, which came to us from Mashable. And Mashable is a great website.
That it is.
Mm-hmm. It's all things web related. So, you got any more? You got any more feelings, thoughts on this, Bradley?
No. I just I don't there are certain things that I don't think should be done, and this is one of them.
Okay, so this is like, to you, something that you hold dear, that you it's like, what else is original that there has been sequels or hasn't been sequels to that you were like, why'd they do that? Oh, okay, I got a great example. That book that's the sequel to that came out this year what's that classic book that they found the sequel to in the author's like dresser, or the family's been hanging on to it, but then they finally published it this year? You know what I'm talking about.
No,
You don't?
No.
What's this? Damn it. It's like one of the most popular stories. Like, it's the book.
You're not talking about Go Set a Watchman, are you?
Yes.
Oh.
Like the apparently, who's the author of that?
Crap in a hat. I can't remember her name now.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Thank you, JF. JF Dubose is watching, listening to us. It's To Kill a Mockingbird is the original, and that's the sequel.
Harper Lee is her name.
Okay, yes. So apparently, this was like the sequel that she wrote.
No, this is the first draft of To Kill a Mockingbird, essentially. With,
are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
okay.
it just, to me, Go Set a Watchman was the worst thing that anybody. It was a cash grab, and unfortunately, it looks like it wasn't Harper Lee's doing necessarily. It was the person that's kind of watching out for her. At least that's the working thought, because she said that she would never publish anything again. And this first draft of Go Set a, I mean, that's what this really kind of is, with some minor, with some changes to it. From what I understand, at least from all the reviews that I've been hearing from NPR and other stuff like that, it just
okay. No. But that's the general idea to what I was trying to get to. Is there certain things in your eyes, and in my eyes too, that there shouldn't be sequels, add-ons to, or any additional tellings of that story? And I think,
yeah.
So you would put this in that category.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm not 100% convinced. I would like to actually read the official sequel, just out of curiosity, and to kind of I'd like to know if it has the same feel. Like it almost has to have the same feel as the original. If you want it to be the official sequel to it, you kind of have to match the feel of H.G. Wells' story, like telling patterns of his words, right?
Well, I guess so.
Dial?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got a year to talk about this, so I'm sure that this subject, the story, will be coming back up again before 2017 when it comes out. We got a whole year. All right, Brad. Looks like you are doing a Nessa story.
I am.
All right. I was wondering how this was going to work.
Yeah, before it gets a little too old here. This is really kind of interesting. According to NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, in an interview with IFL Science, NASA probably has no guidelines about what to do if human astronauts encounter little green men or humanoid gray aliens with advanced technological civilizations. This is because NASA scientists do not think it is likely that we would encounter advanced life forms similar to us. But according to Bolden, NASA has guidelines about what to do if we encounter microbial aliens in space.
That's more likely.
Yes, that is far more likely. We do have guidelines for dealing with microbial life if we find it, Bolden said. In fact, we have guidelines that prevent us from, for example, on Mars, getting too close to a place that may be a source of living organisms because we don't want to contaminate that area. In other words, if you were ever in space and chance upon extraterrestrial beings, steer clear of them. Bolden's statement that in the view of NASA experts, it is unlikely that we would meet advanced intelligent life forms in space would probably shock many UFO enthusiasts and alien conspiracy theorists who have invested a lot in the belief that the universe is teeming with advanced intelligent life forms, and our world and its skies are swarming with alien UFOs and scores of authentic sightings on record. Airing his views on the question of the existence of extraterrestrial life, Bolden was emphatic that he believes that life could exist elsewhere in the universe, but that it is more likely that we would encounter microbial aliens in space rather than little green men. Bolden noted that scientists have a list of candidate locations for alien life, including the ocean of Europa and
Enceladus. I say Enceladus.
Thank you. Enceladus and planet Mars.
And there's plans to get to all those locations, to study those locations.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Having when we can launch a vehicle that will actually drill. Basically, it's a drilling submarine, which is pretty cool.
They're testing it right now. They're actually in the water testing. So it's actually a thing that they're working on.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes.
I think that Charles Bolden is in denial. He's covering up because I read a story this week and it almost made this podcast. It was on my possible news story list. There was this hacker back in 2000, somewhere around there, 2000, 2001, who hacked into NASA and discovered that they have been basically photoshopping out aliens in pictures. I'm serious.
Yep.
So I think this is a charade. This is NASA and Charles Bolden trying to pull the wool over our eyes. They're distracting us from the real aliens that they're hiding from all the pictures.
Okay.
I'm serious.
You know what? That you go on with your bad self.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We have discussed this before, that this podcast is an open forum for all views.
That's true.
Okay?
That is very true.
We talk about the Hollywood stuff, the entertainment. We talk about the science stuff, and we talk about the far out stories that some people think are crazy. But I mean, we will give them a minute to express their thoughts on these things, discuss it rationally, and then move on. So, take my story seriously, damn it.
Fair enough.
But I'm just saying that's another possibility. But you're right. I think, and he is right. I think that we're more likely going to run into microbial life than actual little green men. All right. Oh, I forgot you were not on this podcast when Anessa and I discussed this new gadget that NASA's working on to test things with, to test like soil samples and air samples. It's kind of like a tricorder, but more like physical, more hand. Like you would take the sample, put it inside the computer would analyze it. It's like basically a laboratory that you can carry around with you. So that's kind of something that they would use to determine if there was an area, like on Mars, for example, if we went there and we thought that there was microbial life, they would take a sample, put it in this machine, and then test it to make sure.
Interesting.
Cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There you go. That's our news. Are you ready to move on?
I am.
Okay. Before we do that, we would love your feedback on the stories that we've talked about tonight, or anything else that you will hear on this or other episodes of the Alien Invasion podcast. What you can do is you can email galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. That's galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. You can call our voicemail number, 805-328-3966, 805-328-3966. Or if you're friends with us on Facebook, you can message us in the middle of the show and distract us. Or in JF Dubois' case, help us out with Brad and I being old men and forgetting things.
And forgetting Harper Lee, which, it's awful.
Okay, again, what was I saying? Oh, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. Call our voicemail number, 805-328-3966. And let's move on to sightings.
Please identify the craft you witnessed.
A black, triangular, three-dimensional shape, huge, just flying, hovering minutes.
Shaped like almost like between an egg and like a teardrop.
Two long cylinder objects flying over me.
It had its own
I could see the occupants in it.
appeared to be rotating, and it was circular and disc shaped, and it hovered for maybe about 5 minutes.
All right, this is your sightings section, portion of the podcast where we talk about incidences where a human or a group of humans have seen something that they think might be an alien spacecraft or an alien being. And this week we are going up to Canada. We're going up to the Canada, or to the country where I live in. A?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I understand. That's a word and people use it.
I'm terrible.
No, you're not. This incident happened in Manitoba in 1967, actually, May 20th. So that would be only a few months after I was born to this earth. What year were you born, Brad?
I was born in 1970.
1970. So I'm 3 years older than you. I didn't realize I was that much older than you. I thought we were closer together in age.
Well, three years. That's not too much,
I guess. So 51-year-old Stephen Michalak was prospecting in Falcon Lake, Manitoba. Prospecting. So it's either a thing in Manitoba that people prospect, because people still prospect for minerals and gold and things like that, right? Like they talk about that up in Alaska all the time.
Sure.
So maybe it's a thing in Manitoba. I don't know. Or it was, I don't know. Anyways, he was prospecting when a UFO appeared from the sky. He described it as 2 cigarette-shaped ones, one of which landed near him. He claims that he saw a grid-like exhaust vent on the side of it, which shot out large amounts of gas that set his clothes on fire. Set his clothes on fire, Brad.
What?
Yes. I saw the pictures, too. There's pictures of him where they show his skin, and it's got like a grate, like a vent of some kind. Well,
Sure.
That's how it's described here. But like a vent, a heating vent that you would see in a building. So,
oh, wow.
just
Okay.
on his torso, the pattern of a vent. That's where he claims that he was standing in front of it. Dumb move, number one, but okay. So the exhaust came out, set his clothes on fire. Mysterious burns also appeared on his body, which I just said. The UFO then went up in the sky and flew away. Stephen went to the hospital complaining of pain and sickness to the encounter. A few weeks later, he took the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, to the location of the landing site, and a semicircle was still there. To this day, no one has been able to explain what happened to him or what the UFO was, but interestingly, the burns from it are still on him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what the hell? I mean, that's pretty good evidence, right? If that's something that's remained this many years later. Wait a second. Okay, I'm going to do the math real quick.
Okay.
1967, he was 51 years old. I'm 48. That would make him 90-something, right?
Yeah. If I were to do a quick ciphering, yeah, that's about where I would be.
99? 48? No. 50? 50.
Well, okay. We'll look at it this way. I was born in 1970. I am 45 years old.
Okay.
Okay. So if we were to take 45 plus, he was how old?
He was 51.
51. So that would be 96 plus 3 would be 99.
99. Okay. Yeah. I think the story is, I'm going to check the date on this. I'm guessing this is a few years ago. 'Cause I can't see, maybe his experience gave him longevity. Maybe it made him immortal, possibly.
Gave him superpowers.
So it doesn't say what year this article was posted, although this is the Unsolved Mysteries Wiki. And Unsolved Mysteries Hasn't been on the air for a very, very long time. So I'm thinking he's dead.
I think that the odds are definitely in favor of that.
Let me check real quick. I'm going to just put this into Wikipedia and see what comes up. You want to lay odds that he's dead?
Oh yes, my money's on he's gone.
I'm going to say, just for funsies, that he's still living, that he's still kicking. He's 99 years old. He's spry. He's telling the tale of the day that he saw the cigarette-shaped UFO. You want to bet? Want to bet something?
Sure, I bet you $1.
Okay. I'll buy that for $1. Here we go.
I will buy that for $1.
I'm putting him into Wikipedia, and nothing came up. Okay. So we will never know, I guess. If somebody knows out there, let us know. Email galacticnetcasts@gmail.com, or you can call our voicemail number 805-328-3966. If you know if Stephen Michalik is still alive or not. He'd be 99 this year. All right, that is your sighting, Brad.
Excellent.
What are your what's your on your believability scale? How many flying saucers are you going to give this?
on a scale of 1 to 5 saucers, I will give it a solid 3.
I was going to say 3. Wow.
It's like we're psychic.
I know.
Either that or we've just been working together so long that we just kind of know.
That's also a possibility.
All
right. Let's do our picks this week. These are, our picks for this week. And these are things that we have experienced in our lives within the last week or so that have to do with aliens or UFOs or extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. Usually they take the form of TV shows, movies, games, what else? Books, comic books, music. What's the strangest pick that we've ever had? We've had a song. We've had music before.
Yeah, we've had songs. We've had Anessa's actually gone to a convention.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So you get you get the theme of this. So why don't you go ahead? Looks like you have. Are you going to use Anessa's pick?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I got her permission. So
you're stealing everything of hers, aren't you?
Yeah, basically I am.
Okay, what is it?
That's the kind of boyfriend I am, but I did ask for permission first.
Oh, good.
Because if I don't, that will garner me a good tongue lashing, as it were.
Okay.
So, you pervert. That's not what I meant. All right, moving on. My pick this time out is the Lego Dimensions expansion for Doctor Who.
Oh, neat.
And it's really interesting. If you're not familiar with Lego Dimensions, essentially there is a platform with a USB cord attached to it. And this platform is, I'm going to pull up an image so that you can see what I'm talking about here. And I am going through, and here we go.
So this is where watching the show comes real handy. You get that extra bonus. So you can watch the show on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/galacticnetcasts, if you would like.
Okay, so at this point, if you are checking us out on YouTube, you can see what this is. Now, Lego Dimensions is a game where you, in real life, put together Legos, not just the character packs, which when you buy the Lego Dimensions set, you get a Lego figure of Batman, of Gandalf, and of Wildside. And Wild Side was from the Lego movie.
Is that a Stargate?
I almost. What it is it's a portal that allows you to travel between the different Lego properties, essentially the different Lego worlds.
I see.
And there is a whole story as to why this portal is important, why you going on this mission. If you get the core set, you can do the story version of it, not just free play, but you can do the story, and you travel from dimension to dimension to defeat the ultimate bad guy that has necessitated this whole thing to happen. With the core set that you see here in the graphic that I'm showing, you get the instructions to build the portal, and this is built on top of this platform with the USB cable I was talking about earlier. And you plug that into your console system, be it a PS4, an Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. It's available for all those different formats. I think I want to.
Is there a PC version?
No, I don't think that there is. And I don't think that there's a version for Wii, but I could be wrong on that. I know it's the big four for sure.
Nintendo 64?
I wonder if there's a Wii U. I keep thinking just the Nintendo Wii, but there's the Wii U.
Sega Genesis?
Yes, there's a Sega Genesis version. There's an Atari Jaguar version of this.
Okay, cool.
There's a Dreamcast version of this. All right. So anyways, you build this portal, and I don't know if you can see this. You can see where Gandalf is in this particular image I'm showing. He is in a white platform, like if you're thinking of the letter L, there's an area there that up to three items can sit there. Now, at the base of each of these Lego characters or devices that you can build for the characters, there is a RFID underneath there, so that the tech inside of this platform can register that there is something on it and what it is and what it's capable of doing. So, with this core set, you do get the Batmobile, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you play these adventures, and when you set these items either on the left or right L shape of this platform, or there is a center circular portion that is right at the base of this portal. So there's you can have up to 7 items on this platform at any given time, which allow you to play all the different characters and play with their toys. Now, why is this important? With the Doctor Who expansion, you get to play the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You get and you can build the TARDIS. That's the other thing about this too, is once we put there wasn't instructions on how to build the TARDIS item.
There wasn't? You had to figure it out?
You actually got the directions in game. So you put the Doctor on the platform, and it goes, hey, let's build the TARDIS. Hey. And like up on the screen comes this basically like a manual, like you would get for building anything from Lego, and you click through and go through the different pages and build the item. So it's interactive, which is really kind of neat. So also with the Doctor Who expansion, you get K9.
That sells itself right there. That's
And the interesting thing about K9 is in the game, you can actually ride on his back.
I love this idea of taking things in the physical world and putting them into the digital world. I just love that. So cool. Like, has anybody done this before, or is this the most successful implementation of this type of gameplay?
Well, when I think about stuff like this, I think of the game Skylander. there are a number of Sony has something for PlayStation. There's the Disney's Infinity.
Yep. I knew that one. Yep.
There's Skylander was one of the first ones that I'm aware of, and I know that has been very financially successful. There's Infinity. There's something that Sony put together for Marvel characters.
What makes it brilliant, especially this one, is it's all these different genres that we all love.
Yeah.
You can play them alongside each other.
Well, that's the other thing about this too, is they have a Scooby-Doo expansion, and they actually have Scooby-Doo Lego play sets that you can purchase. And Lego is releasing, or they may have already released, the Doctor Who Lego set. Now, that not anything for Dimensions. I'm not talking about that. It's a separate, full-on, real deal Lego Doctor Who set. And it comes with, I believe it comes with the Matt Smith Doctor, and it comes with Peter Capaldi, and it comes with, I want to say I can't remember if it's Amy Pond or Clara. It's probably Clara. So,
Amy Clara.
And it's the interior of the TARDIS for this particular playset. Anyways, so they've got all these properties that that Lego has, and so they can put these into the games. So you can play DC heroes like Wonder Woman and Batman and Cyborg, and you can play Scooby-Doo, and I think Shaggy comes with it. You get the Mystery Machine with that. So you get all these wonderful little bits of different universe type things that you can play around in. And the cool thing about the Doctor Who universe expansion that I have is you actually play in Victorian London, a small section of Victorian London, and you play in current day London, and you play in I want to say it's a second Doctor setting for the Cybermen on their ice planet. So it's like old school Cybermen. There's Mars, like I think it's based on the waters of Mars. So you can play all these different settings. And when you unlock these things, you actually create the Doctor Who island on this particular universe. So you can walk around. You walk from Victorian London to Mars and to the Cybermen world. It's really kind of interesting.
Neat.
But yes, when you play the story version of it, you end up moving through different bits of time, and you're fighting the Daleks. At least at the point we're at right now. I know that we come up against Cybermen later on, but we haven't reached that point yet. So
it's a good cross section of the Doctor Who universe. You get a little bit of everything. So.
Yes. And as you play, you can unlock other doctors. So if you die, you can regenerate as one of the other doctors, and you get some of the voices of those particular doctors.
Nice.
So you start as Peter Capaldi. I unlocked the first Doctor when I died. So I regenerated as the first Doctor, and so you get to hear some of his expressions and things like that. And this is all from BBC archive audio that they've pieced these voices together.
Okay.
So you can play up to 12 different versions of the Doctor, which is really kind of cool. And I can't wait till we unlock all of those, but we haven't quite reached that point yet. So, and that's why this is my Alien Invasion pick, because we're tooling around in the alien worlds of Doctor Who, and Doctor Who himself is an alien.
Before we move on to my pick, do you want to talk about the season finale of Doctor Who? Have you? I take it that you've watched it, right?
Yes.
You want to just do a non-spoilery? I know. We're gonna have Daryl at the end of the podcast with his official Who review of the episode. But did you like it?
I'm torn. I'm torn because it's an interesting spin on something that's happened before on Doctor Who, with the previous Doctor specifically. And it kind of turns the tables on what happened to whom. I'm trying to be as non-spoilery as possible. So I give them credit for doing that. That said, I'm not keen on it, actually. I'm not 100% keen on it.
Okay, well, I loved it. I personally loved it a lot. Do you want to just say the story that you're talking about that they kind of did a different take on? I'm not following you.
Oh, it's the departure of Donna.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. It's kind of backwards. It's the whole
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Which I never thought that they would do, and it's very interesting that they did it. But they should have let sleeping dogs lie in my point of view. So there you go.
Something came up real quick, so we're gonna wrap it up. I will save my pick for next week. There's a little little tease for you. It has to do with a comedian type person.
Oh,
yeah, and it's really cool. So please tune in. Please subscribe to the podcast, and you'll get that next week. And let's run through our let's do our what's the word I'm looking for?
Our wrap up.
Our wrap up. Thank you. There's
welcome.
another word I was thinking of, but I can't think of it, so that's fine.
Our closing?
Our closing, yes. You can find the Alien Invasion by going to gncasts.com. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/galacticnetcasts. You can search for us on iTunes and Stitcher as well. And if you want to subscribe to us on iTunes or Stitcher, please leave us 5 stars, a positive review if you like the show, and thumbs up on Stitcher. That will get us even more subscribers and more listeners, and it helps grow the podcast. We've given you the feedback, and what else? Oh, Galactic Collective. Join the Galactic Collective today by going to gncasts.com, and you can become a member of the inner circle of listeners to the Galactic Netcast Network, and you may be taking part in a listener hangout before the end of the year. So go to gncasts.com and click on the Join the Galactic Collective, and you can join it. And it's a great way of supporting the network as well. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, Brad. It was a joy. It was a pleasure.
As always.
Final thoughts. Well, you got something?
No, I really don't.
Let's all wish Anessa that she gets better.
A speedy recovery. Yes, please.
All right. We will talk to you guys next time on the Alien Invasion. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Sorry about that. I need to go pick up my